Hi guys and girls, a little video here on percentage change, which just means increasing and decreasing a value by a certain percentage. So some of them are going to be quite simple, others are going to be worded. All the time I'm going to be using methods that I've done in other videos, so if you need to check them out, do. Let's start. I've got quite a few, I think there's 6 or 7 here. So decrease by 40%. Decrease £40 by 25%. So we've got 3 bits of information. We've got decrease, which means our number has got to go down from £40 by 25%. So I need to find 25% of 40. So 25% is half it and half it again. So if I half it, I get 20, and then if I half it again, I get 10. So 25% of 40 is 10. Now comes the decrease bit. That 10% has got to be taken off. So we need to do 40 minus 10, which is £30, and that would be our answer. Next one, again, we've got 3 bits of information. Increase, so our answer is going to go up from 30 grams by 80%. So we need to find 80% of 30. There's a number of ways in which you can do it. You can do it by finding 1% and then timesing by 80. You can do it by finding 10% and multiplying by 8. There's loads of ways you can do it. I'm going to go with the 1%, because the 1% will work for any calculation, any percentage, rather than having to know certain tricks for certain things. So 1% of 30, well that's 30 divided by 100, which is 0.3. So then to turn a 1% into an 80%, we have to times by 80. So we've got to times this by 80 as well. So 3 times 80 is 240. But there's a decimal point in here, so I need to have a decimal point in here. So 24.0, otherwise known as 24. So 80% of 30 is 24. And then the increase bit, we've got to do, start off with 30 and we're increasing by 24, so that is 54 grams. Okay, next one, decrease. So my number is going to go down from 40 by 12.5%. So if I know that 100% is 40, then I know that 1% is going to be whatever that is divided by 100, which is 0.4. Now I want 12.5%. So I need to times by 12.5. So I need 0.4 times 12.5. 0.4 times 12.5. Not a particularly easy one. You can use a calculator if you want, or you could do 4 times 125. So pretend there's no decimals. That is 500, but you've got a decimal place there, a decimal place there, so you need 2 decimal places as well. So that would be 5. Again, if you want to use a calculator, do it. So 12.5% is 5. So we need to decrease £40 by 5. So 40 minus 5 is £35. That's your answer. Right, we've got a worded one here. So Dan pays £220 per week in rent. His landlord decides to increase the rent by 2.5%. How much does he pay now? So the important pieces of information are the £220, the increase, and the 2.5%. The rest of it is just niff-naff words. They can all disappear. effectively the question is increase £220 by 2.5%. So we know that 100% is £220. So we can tell that 1% is going to be £2.2 because or £2.20 if you like. I've divided by 100. I need 2.5. So I need to times this by 2.5. Again, use a calculator if you can. So I need to do 20. I'm not using a calculator, but it is allowed. 22 times 25 would be 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 5 is 10 and add the extra 1. Put 0 in. 4. 4. Add them together. 5. 5. But I've got 1 decimal place, 2 decimal places, so I need 1 decimal place, 2 decimal places, which means my decimal point goes there, so it is £5.50. So I need to, back to the words, increase 220 by £5.50. So that, stop moving, is £225.50. There you go. Okay, getting there. So 2, 1, 2, 3. That's 100%. So 1% is that divided by 100, which is 21.23. And we want 8%, so I'm going to have to multiply by 8. So divided by 100. Now multiply by 8. So 21.23 multiplied by 8. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 2 is 16, 17, 18. 8, 9, 16. £169.84. And it says decrease, so I've got to take it off. So 2, 1, 2, 3. And you've got to make sure your columns line up. 169.84. Take off. So 9, 1. So 6, 1. 3. Another 1. 5. £1,953.16. So that's my answer. 1953.16. Now this whole give your answers around to 2 decimal places. That just means pounds and pence. That's all. When it's in the context of money, it just means write it in pounds and pence. Right, next one. It's another decrease, so our number is going to go down from that value by 3.5%. Again, write it as pounds and pence. So we know that 100% is 16855.21. So 1% will be that divided by 100. So that's 168.5521. So 3.5% is 3.5 lots of that. So I am going to use a calculator for that one. Just because I think that will waste too much video time doing something that you don't necessarily do or need to do. So 168.5521 times 3.5 is 589.93235. Now that's obviously not in pounds and pence. That is effectively £589.93 pence. So this is where we round it. So £589 and 93 pence. So that disappears. Just be careful if it was, if I go back a couple of steps. There we go. If that number there was 5 or more, it would not be 93 pence, it would be 94 pence. But because it's not, it can just disappear. So we are decreasing 1685,521 by 58993. There's going to be a lot of borrowing in this one. What am I doing? That should be an 11. There we go. So 11 minus 3 is 8. 11 minus 9 is 2. Can't do 4, so that's another one there. 14 take 9 is 5. 14 take 8 is 6. 2, 6, 1. So my answer is 16265.28 pounds. Has it definitely gone down? Yes, it has. Lovely, that's my answer. Okie dokie, this is the last one. It's another wordy one, so pick out the information that is important. That is how much he pays in a year, whether it's going up or down, so you're looking for the word increase or decrease. We've got increase. And a percentage, 5.7. The rest, irrelevant. Absolutely waste of time worrying about. Oh, sorry, just dropped my pen. Right, so we want to increase that value by 7.5%. So we know that 100% is worth 43471. So 1% is that divided by 100, which is 4.3471. We want 7.5, sorry, read that backwards for some reason, 5.7%, so we have to multiply by 5.7. Another one I'm not going to waste time doing by hand since I've not got long left on my video time. 1.3471 times 5.7 is 24,77847. Again, that is not pounds and pence. This is actually going to be £24.70. Is it going to be 77 or 78? It's going to be 78 because we want to chop our number off there, but the 8 is big enough to change that 7 into an 8. So now we want to increase, so we're going to add on, so 43471 and 2478, 914,954. So our answer is 459.49. There you go. Hope that all made sense. I know I went through it very quickly, but use your calculator. Bye.